Going on, everybody, and welcome back for another episode of Jersey Digs. Chris here. Hope you all enjoy the watch today. I am down in beautiful Long Beach Island trying to do some metal detecting. I am still trying to hunt what has been exposed from the nor'easter from my previous video. So I came a good way south. I'm at a local beach. So my hopes on this matter is that the flooding of detectorists that came and hit our shores after the storm didn't really pay much attention to these local beaches, and sometimes you can get pretty lucky over here. So I'm hoping for the best, always expecting the worst, but again, hope you enjoy the watch regardless. First dig coming up. No chest mount today. I am underprepared in typical fashion, but hope you enjoyed it regardless. First dig coming your way. All right, so before I get into my signal, the local beaches are much more barren than your non-local beaches, the touristy beaches. I'm detecting this little trough here. I don't know if you can really see it, but that's really well sanded in. And that back there really didn't have much. I'll probably do along the dunes at some point or another, but here's my signal. Hold on, that's not me. Can you see it? Get you some sun. But I'm detecting a 20-30s tone right in the middle of the trough. I'm going to go ahead and get that out of here. Like I said, I don't have my chest mount today, so you're not going to stay along with me for the whole dig. But let's pop it. All right, first signal in the trough, about 10 inches deep. Looks like I have myself a pretty old looking coin here. Get some sunlight on this. See if we can, this was ringing a 2627 when it came out of the hole. And it looks like it's just going to be your standard Jeff. See if I can get a date on here. Not even that old. Looks like 2000 on this nickel. All right, so I'm a nickel up on the day. I have about an hour to spend before I have to get back to work. So let's see what happens on the next dig. Okay, the beach is becoming alive. Damn this shadow. There we go. Still don't know if you can see that, but I am ringing a 50, give or take. And that's right where I dug the nickel, so I'm gonna just stay around this patch for a minute. So something with detecting beaches is once you do start finding these heavier targets nestled where water was, I recommend kind of spinning around them to a good extent, because similarly weighted and similarly shaped materials will travel together as the waves push them around and kind of end up pooling together. So let's get this 50 out. I'm banking on a quarter. 30 cents on the day, 1 quarter. Next dig. Okay, another one right by my quarter. Things are working. I know it sounds really sketchy, but you have to take the signals on the beach with a grain of salt because of all of the black sand that's here. Definitely messes with VDIs, but it's sticking around a 40, some ferrous tones, a little bit of a 50 VDI. Let's see. All right, so that sketchy signal was about a foot down, but out of the hole. Sorry, I'm trying to get out of the sun. The sun, I can't tell the sun where to be, but I have a 51. Another George. Think it's gonna be yet again another George. All right, 55 cents on the day. And you're seeing it all today, folks. There's not too much here, so I'm pretty much going to record every single signal and you get to see it all. Next dig. Okay, still working the same line in this trough. Sorry you can't see the screen, but I'm ringing a very solid 43. Sounds pretty hearty. I'm banking on a fishing weight. I'll open this up. Okay, 43 is out of the hole, and let's see if I was right. Bam. Yeah, they sound really hearty in pitch, and that's why I like to use the pitch tone. It really gives you a good idea of the size of the target. But a good sign that the fishing weight's here. It goes to show that these similarly weighted and shaped items are traveling together. So I'm going to keep along this trough for at least a few more blocks, and then my plan is to come up on this slope, go down, and then work my way back up toward the dunes. Next dig. Okay, finally a mid-tone. Again, apologies, you can't see my screen, but I'm bringing a 33. The beach is pretty barren, folks. I'm kind of back to the patch where I was digging these signals out. The last 3 or 4 you probably saw. But a nice 30s tone, I'll take it. Let's get it out. So this took me forever to find, so I'll save you the expense of me rummaging through sand for about 4 minutes. Found me a little button, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it says Little Words Project on it. I'm going to classify that as my first piece of jewelry for the morning. And now I'm going back this way, so I'm going back north. And again, I'm kind of going to go back to where I started, Probably do one more pass back down, so next dig. And here you have it, right next to my little words project hole, and I haven't even buried it yet. See if I zoom in on my thing, you can see it. Ringing a 38. Let's get it out. One crusty penny richer. I'm under the impression that this all got washed out and made its way down into the trough. So I'm gonna probably stick in this area. It seems to be the only area where I'm finding targets. And if this dries out, I'll start making my way back north. Next dig. Okay, another penny-ish signal. Sounds a bit heartier than a penny. Maybe another fishing weight. Hopefully something nice, more than a fishing weight. 43, 44, let's get it out. Okay, I see it. It looks penny-ish. Maybe not. I have a little heart. Oh yeah, more jewelry on the day. I don't think it's anything special. Ringing a 43, 44. I feel like something of this size, should it have been silver, I would have expected it to be ringing a little bit more of a solid tone, but some crusty jewelry. All right, a step in the right direction. Next dig. So the patch is still producing. I don't know what it is. Sounds sizable. When I get on it right, it's ringing about a 50 VDI, so let's see. Just about a foot down in the hole. Got a 51 VDI. Where are you? And again, sorry, no chest mount today. You're just gonna have to watch a guy struggle to find his signals. Where's my pinpointer? Going right-handed on the pinpointer, and I am a lefty. There we go. We have a Crusty McCrust. Old George. And they've all been older Georges, sitting about the 90s. 1998 on this one. All right, I think I'm nearing a buck. Making moves, next dig. Another very deep signal. Had to lower my recovery speed to even get a good grip on it, but it's ringing 30s, 40s. Again, no screen because there's too much sun. Let's open it up. Okay, a lot of deep signals today. But it's ringing a 37 out of the hole because I know you guys can't see my screen. Hoping for something better than a penny here. It sounded a good bit heartier than a penny. Will it just be a penny? Womp womp. Another crusty. Unidentifiable. Next dig. Another very deep signal. I've lowered my recovery speed in the dry sand. But it's a 20s to a 30. Let's see. Okay, out of the hole. 25, 26. Big money. Little money. Huh. It looks like it's one of those fake pirate coins. Unless it's a real pirate coin, and then I'm really in the business on it. Let me get you a zoom on here. Check that thing out. If only it were real, but I'm leaning toward no. Ringing a 25, 26. I'll take it home and clean it up, but I have a feeling it's just some fake pirate treasure. I only have another 20 minutes or so, and I'm all the way over that way, so hopefully I can walk that far and dig signals at the same time and get a few more finds out of here. Next dig. All right, so I'm trying to leave and get back to work, but there's signals. Not a clue what it's going to be. It sounds terrible, but it's a low tone. Let's see. It's out of the hole. This was an 1819, and we have big reveal trash. Little hoodie pole that you put on the string. The end of the string thing that keeps the string together on your hoodie pole, or whatever you call that thing. I'm not good with words this morning. Don't judge me. Next dig. Another fishing weight. Everything is way deep, but I'm still going. Next dig. Ringing a nice 45 to a 47. Hoping for silver, but expecting a dime. Either way, I would make my cycle today. There's no chest mount thing. I'm going old school. Where are you? What will it be? Silver or a dime? Let's see. I think we have a neither. We just have an old penny. No dimes for this beach. The other day I was digging nothing but dimes. Today I can't find one. I'm trying to get back to where I'm going. I'm going over there, but it's not good. but it's better than I was expecting. I was expecting to find nothing today, so I am going to keep going and just make myself late to my next job today. Next dig. One crusty spoon, richer. Cha-ching! Still going. Next dig. Okay, final signal for sure. If I can show you. It's a nice, really nice low tone. Bank on some gold. It's a 21 to an 11 on occasion. Open it up. Well, no dice on that low tone. Just a hunk of aluminum. The lightest thing I have found, though, everything has been super heavy. And that's the nice thing after a storm. All the light stuff gets washed away. So you can pretty much dig everything in hopes that it's going to be something heavy. But alas, that one was no good. I have 2 or 3 more blocks. You may see 1 or 2 more. I may just keep them out until I go see Pull Tab. See what happens. Next dig. 1 dime in the sun have officially hit the cycle on this beach, and I think that's a good sign for me to call it quits. I was really hoping for something more, but I think we all hope for something more when we're doing this hobby. Next dig. All right, folks, it's a few days later, round 2, early morning. Well, technically in my eyes it's round 4, but for you guys it's technically round 2. I have visited 2 more beaches, and I have found squat for my efforts. So about 3 hours spent at 2 other beaches coming up north. The shame with these northern beaches is they're very well maintained for tourism. You know, there's a lot of money in the area. There's definitely a massive push to keep these beaches as filled with sand as possible. And looking at the 3rd beach, or the 4th beach I've been to this week, this one is looking no better. It looks like the damage from the nor'easter has already been done, and they've come around and already remove the sand around again. And this is what I dealt with at my other beaches. I'll try it, but not too hopeful looking at how fresh all this sand is. It's very definitely certainly fresh. So next dig coming up. I am at work, so I'm gonna go work a little bit. That sun's probably gonna look a little higher in the sky by the time I get started here. So next dig. I have a sketchy signal. It's staying for the most part in the 40s and the 30s. Let's see. I don't have the highest hopes for this beach, but I'm here. Figured I'd give it a go. Still down there. All right, let's pinpoint this thing. Probably gonna be a penny, because that's all I've been finding on these northern beaches lately. Is it gonna be worse than a penny? It is gonna be worse than a penny. We have some wire. Oh yeah, cut my finger open at work, by the way, so that's gonna hinder me as far as detecting goes today, but I'll see how long I can go before it really starts to hurt. And yeah, it's a terrible way to start it, but at least there's signals. Next dig. Nice signal, kind of close to the wet. I'm having a hard time seeing my screen. It's ringing a 50. Be something better than a quarter. Make sure I didn't knock it. And yes, I know my sand scoop has been disgusting looking lately, but is this what I was ringing as a 50? That? Huh. No ferrous on that, but it's definitely something ferrous. Looks like an old fishing lure if I were to take a guess at it. I'll have to clean that up later, but assuming it's just some hefty junk, that sounds good. But hey, the heavies are here, so good sign. Next dig. Okay, another signal. Pretty much same spot. Mid-30s. But yeah, I think after this beach, I think I'm going to call it on beach detecting for a little while. It's just not worth the time. So yeah, I have to get back into finding me some permissions. Taking all that time off, my base I had of good spots is more or less done, fortunately. You can't see my screen, it's ringing a solid 34. Let's see what that is. Something round? Now, I've seen folks say that these are musket balls, but they ring like a musket ball, but I guess you can never really tell. But I have a round piece of lead, it looks like. All right, moving and grooving. Next dig. All right, have myself a live one in the trough. 31, 32, really nice mid-tone, but these have fooled me a few times today, so my hopes are low. And then I'll probably start making my way back. I've been at it about an hour now. A pitch perfect 31. 32, 33. Anything better than a blob. What's that? Well, it's better than a blob. Huh, check that out. Pretty sure that's an old bale seal. See if I can get a zoom on this thing. Definitely some markings on there, for sure. But yeah, I am in an older part of town, so there's a chance. Definitely looks like a bale seal. That'll go in the fun pocket. Hopes are not revitalized because things are very slow, but I'll keep going for a little while. And that stuff, I found that on other days. That's just still in here. I'm lazy. I haven't cleaned it. So we have a bale seal and an old nail worth of notable finds. Next dig. Pulled another one of these things out. You tell me, folks, is that going to be an old type of bullet? If my zoom would zoom, there we go. It sure looks like one, but I've definitely found a lot of these at the beach. More north than this usually, but we are close to an old naval base, so... Well, I'm close to an old naval base. You guys aren't close to an old naval base. Well, maybe you are. Who knows? But still going. I have, oh, another signal. What I was going to say is I have a good way to go. It's sounding pretty terrible, but I am on a pretty rocky layer. So that's why I say you got to take stuff with a grain of salt in this type of environment. Definitely some mixed signals. 45, 46, 47. The deeper I get, the more I'm feeling soda can. But let's see. Nothing but rocks. Be something fun. All these old signals coming out. Okay. What will you be? Think I see something? What is that piece of copper? It's a piece of copper. Piece of pipe. All right. There's got to be one coin on this beach. Do something for me, detecting gods. But yeah, I got a little ways more to go. Won't make you guys suffer for too long. Maybe I'll only show the good finds after this next dig. All right, everybody. I think I'm calling it, but walk with me as I try to find one last signal. Since that last find on the video, I've been detecting for about an hour with practically nothing. I think the only things you folks haven't seen from this beach is just a couple pull tabs and miscellaneous iron bits that I am just over digging out. Yeah, I think the beaches are done, you know, up until a good nor'easter comes, but especially in my area, the replenishments have entirely just made beach metal detecting very hard. And I think I need to find my way down to South Jersey beaches, which are about 100 miles from me, before I consider visiting a beach again. My area, they're done. They're constantly pumping sand on. And sometimes when they pump the sand on, you can find some cool stuff, but not in my instance. But I am digging a 40 stone, so the beach gods, they did give me one more signal. Sounds like something massive. What is this? What on earth is that? A bottle cap? Champagne cap? Light stuff. Yeah, I think this is going to be it for a video today, though, folks. No wrap-up, no anything. Sorry nothing good came out, but I can't predict what's going to come out of the beach, and I am leaning toward a theme of kind of showing the reality of metal detecting. I feel like so many channels, they just show the best stuff, but they don't realize it's hours and hours and hours spent just digging garbage, pretty much, up until something cool comes around. Every now and again, you get that great spot where every signal's something amazing, but they are few and far between these days. I feel like I'm seeing more and more metal detectorists at our beaches, making it more competitive, so I'm going to have to work a way around detecting around the competition. I think come next summer, I'll probably do more late evening detecting after the crowds have left and the other detectorists haven't gotten to it yet. But I think that's the only way that the beaches are going to be fruitful. at this point in time. So, as always, I appreciate you folks watching. I will see you all on the next dig.